Welcome to another Laruan ni Obi-Wan video. This time we're going to talk about G.I. Joe Classified Series number 174, Kyle, Budo, Jesso. Okay, so great action figure set. Yeah, there is still some things about this action figure that we don't like, but generally speaking, for what you pay for it, it's a great set or action figure set if you're into the samurai thing. Okay, which yours truly is into it. Okay, so we already presented a shorts video of this action figure. So we have figure number 1. So the two sets of armor that this action figure includes gives you the options of interchangeability, and at the same time using the other armor set to configure your existing samurai 1:12 scale action figure. So in this channel, we play with our action figures. So we don't amass action figures just for the views. So I create these videos because I like action figures. Okay, so these are the two action figures that we have on board of Budo. Okay. So from the spare armor, we came up with another action figure using the G.I. Joe Classified Series Kamakura base action figure body and head. Okay, so the favorite tools that I use to play with my action figures or create my own version of the action figures that I buy for my own personal collection. Okay, so because in this channel, we play with our action figures. Okay, so my favorite method for this assembly, so using a hair dryer to take off the parts and the joints and to create a new action figure. Okay, to solve issues, we use an X-Acto knife and the different X-Acto blades. And for every fresh project, I use a fresh set of blades. Okay, so and to create fusion Loctite super glue. Okay, so this fluid, nothing fancy really. Okay, so for those of you guys who haven't seen the shorts video of this version, so this is the quick 360 view of the action figure. Okay, so let's go through the parts or the little changes that I made to this action figure. Wasn't a fan of the boots or the shoes that this action figure came with. Yeah, so we changed them. Okay, so that's a close-up of G.I. Joe Classified Series Dark Lawn boots. So just this piece, but we retain the rest of the boot of Budo. So this part, that's Budo, except for this. That's Dark Lawns. We just took off the yellow paint using acetone solution. Okay, there you go. And after taking off the paint, we run this section of the boots through just water. So the faucet, we just run water on this section to get rid of the acid, so it's not going to burn through the plastic in the whole time that this action figure is going to stay on your display shelf or on my display shelf. Okay, so changes on the primary weapon, we got rid of the bipod. Okay, so just with an X-Acto knife, cut and a little bit of glue, so that remaining section of the bipod is not going to fall out. Okay. And we also shorten the barrel of the FAMAS rifle. Okay, anyway, that part is always bent, so might as well make it a shorter version. Okay, so these sections 1 and 2, those are from Action Force Valaverse Senshi. Okay, so we have a previous samurai build in this channel, and we used this part of that action figure set for this version of Budo. Okay, because we already have this to replace that old recipe. Okay, so, and the most obvious change really is going to be the placement of the sword. So from being on the right side with the blade facing down and the pistol on the left side or the left thigh. Yeah. So with just an X-Acto knife and a little bit of glue, cut, snip, and paste. Okay. And there you go too. Yep. Okay. So anyway, this guy is not on horseback. So did a little bit of research, and yeah, so with regards to blade placement, depends on if either you're a samurai that is on a horseback and sword wielding, then it's the blade side is going to be changed a little bit. Did I say it right? With regards to the position of the blade. So if you're on horseback or you're a horse riding samurai, then the blade is going to be placed this way. Okay, so sharp edge down. And depends on the wielder of the samurai, whether it's the wielder is left-handed or right-handed, or depends on the training with regards to the style that you have been trained on. So yeah, so it's going to depend on your style, or whether you're a horseback samurai, that the blade is going to be positioned in such a way. Anyway, since I'm more accustomed to the blade facing upwards or skywards, yeah, so we're doing that thing or that configuration with this action figure. Okay, so pistol on that section. And yeah, got rid of the extended magazine. Okay, because if we have that extended magazine and we articulate the action figure, it's just going to hit this section of the bag. And I would like to have my Budo action figure with a bag or a backpack with two swords. Something that I retained from the original 3.75 inch design. Okay, so we're not using the the quick kick swords with the dragon heads, but we're just using regular wakisashis from G.I. Joe Classified Series Kamakura. Okay, so we have several Kamakura figures on board, remnants of the old Roscon from last year. So we're free to convert those katanas to wakisashis. Okay. There you go. And what I love about this configuration, the tip or the stabbing end is not poking through the sword sheaths on the backpack. Okay. And of course, just to balance out this section of the neck, just a little bit of soft goods material from a old green shirt. Okay. So we just made a scarf, simple wraparound on the neck. Okay, to balance this portion out, because the neck is just way too exposed. Okay, so I want something that covers or gives that protective detail for the soldier or Budo. Okay, there you go. So version number 1, very simple tweaks here and there, not really complicated, easy to follow. Or yeah, this is the way that I would like to project my Budo. Okay, so from the old design, so we ditched the Action Force Valaverse body armor or Senshi body armor, because we already have this. Okay, so loving the armor, but we just didn't use of the shin guards, because the shin guards on the Kamukura figure is silver, so the silver touches on this section and that section matches the silver touches on the rest of the body armor. Okay, so instead of covering that section and dampening these beautiful sections out, rather have these sections exposed. Okay, so in the product images, so take a look at this section of the waist armor. So in my version, the backwards is going to be forwards. Okay, and the forwards is going to be backwards, and we did a little bit of modification on that belt. Okay, so no modifications on this and the Mino cape and the Odachi sword. So all those things are all basic, so didn't change the Kabuto helmet too. Okay, so in this version, we just glued the helmet ornament to the sides of the helmet. Okay, so for a more realistic or modern look, but for a very traditional samurai look or samurai armor look, yeah, I love this. Okay, so moving to this. Okay, so G.I. Joe Classified Series would project the base figure, this, but doing that. Okay. Okay, so we got rid of the excess materials, the red materials that's supposed to be soft goods. Okay, so we cut it off with an X-Acto knife, and we made cuts more upwards to provide relief cuts. Okay, so these sections I did not, yeah, oh, so I made a cut here. Okay, so these sections. Okay, so let's take our X-Acto knife. We forgot to cut that side. So when we articulate the leg, that's going to free that section up instead of having a statue. So this time it's an action figure. Okay, so there you go. So relief cuts, and this section It's so when this is on front from G.I. Joe Classified series, and it has a peg, easily taken off. Just make use of your fingers to pull it out, and with an X-Acto knife, cut off that ugly peg. And there you go. Okay, so you have, where's my flashlight? So you basically have that hole there, over there. Okay, so what I did was to use my X-Acto knife and really drill out that section, okay, through and through. And we have another cut. Oops, daisies. Okay, there you go. So we have another cut on the skirt armor and elastic cordage. Okay, there you go. Up. And we just made the tie. So this section is semi-fixed, or actually it's still very movable. Okay, so we have the wakizashi and the katana on the right, on the left drawing side of the figure, just like this version. Okay, and we have the exposed part of the sash forwards of the body armor. So in this channel, we also have another samurai action figure build. Okay, so this actually this version sported a different head unit. So the one that we used before is going to be the quick kick head unit, which was really Asian. But the one the ones that comes with this latest release of Budo from G.I. Joe Classified series, the heads are just way too Western or European or Caucasian. There you go. So yeah, as you could see, it's not a good fit. So we're going back to the quick kick head unit for this action figure build. But with regards to this head, we could use this for a different or future action figure build. Right now, I just can't think of any that this thing is going to fit on, or yeah, for future project anyway. So this build or this version of a samurai figure is going to go back to the quick kick head unit. So if you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. And see you on the next action figure or custom action figure review.